Hey everybody, this is John, and welcome to the free video. And let's take a look at a couple of quick charts here on some of the key stocks. So, one I've been watching here very closely, of course, has been Google. It's been, this is not a bullish position, a bullish pattern here, versus this situation here on this weekly chart where we got this great squeeze after some consolidation, and then this thing, exploded higher over the course of the next couple of quarters. Now we've got the opposite situation where it's been consolidating but slowly deteriorating. And you can see we've got on a weekly chart an 821 EMA cross. We're kind of pressing up against that key 55 period moving average there. And then when we drill down to the daily, it's just like, wow, it's not looking so hot. And then we look at, Facebook here, and we can say, okay, this thing is, it did kind of beat off some of the bad press and came out with some earnings. On a daily perspective, looks decent. On a weekly perspective, it's kind of clawed up through here. But it's kind of reached the point of the easy move is over. So essentially, we've rallied about 50% retracement, right? And then if we look at Amazon, of course, Amazon is rocking and rolling here on all cylinders. But then when we start looking at some other key stocks, like Goldman Sachs. I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard the saying, "So goes Goldman Sachs, so goes the market." Goldman Sachs has a huge weekly squeeze on it. We've got moving averages that have crossed over to the downside, right? And this thing and all the financials here look actually really ugly, looking like potential shorts. We're just in it's an interesting spot here because you've got some key stocks like Amazon that are doing great, but a lot of the sectors are kind of slowly falling apart here. And we're looking at a situation that, and of course Apple. I mean, Apple had great earnings, right? Apple had great earnings and it looks fantastic. Yet, and it was up 7 points today. Yet, if we look at the Nasdaq, okay, the futures were down 63 points. And for those of you that look at the Qs, you can see it's like, man, they were down $1.30, and we're starting to get a squeeze, and we've got the mother of all wedges setting up. So we're sitting here getting ready to have a lot of volatility. And the extreme measurements that I like to watch, you can see the put-call ratio here, very neutral, as well as the skew, very neutral. So there's not a clear, because if those get extreme, then it's like, oh, great, let's there's a specific direction to take. But they're both on the neutral side, which means that the market could go either way, right? And you can see after the FOMC meeting today, we had some pretty extreme tick readings to the downside, and the VIX popped up. We want to see how this is going to carry into tomorrow, right? So, what is the best way to trade a market like this? So in this kind of environment where the volatility is kind of crazy from day to day, it makes it more difficult to swing trade. For those of you that have never done futures, well, there's two things about futures. One is that futures are actually the most clean way to trade directionally, especially on an intraday basis, although you can do it any time frame. But also, the signals, even if you don't trade futures, if you understand how they work and how to chart them, say that you prefer to trade the QQQ versus the NASDAQ futures, well, the signals on the NASDAQ futures are actually way better than the QQQ itself. So understanding how to read the futures is great. But what we're going to be doing is a class this Saturday. It's called the Futures Freedom Plan. So that's the link here, simplertrading.com/futures-freedom. And it'll be a strategy class Saturday, May 5th from noon to 4 with live trading on the 8th and 9th. We're going to be doing trading on this live so you can see exactly what's going on and you can follow along. Now, if you're familiar, I don't know if for those of you that know Danielle and Raghee, Danielle has stormed out of the gate, essentially going from essentially a kind of a stay-at-home mom to now making a living trading, and just the journey that she was on is incredible, and the way that she has been able to assimilate all the information from the traders that she works with here, and then not only use the parts that work best for her, but then teach it in a very, very easy to understand and straightforward manner. So people love the way she does that, which is great. And then Raghee, of course, has been doing this. She and I have been doing this for a long time, and she's also going to be coming in and just kind of showing from a bigger picture perspective kind of what's going on. So anyway, this is going to be a fantastic class. If you've traded futures before or you've understood stuff, this is a way to kind of take it to the next level. But really, this is also designed for people. It's like, if you're kind of intrigued by the idea of futures, don't be scared off by this, because yeah, you're going to be, for those of you that understand futures, you're going to be learning specific strategies that work for Danielle and Raghee. But if you're newer to futures, this is an opportunity to get in and really kind of take a lot of the risk out of it versus, wading into the swamp without any knowledge. So how this will work is that the strategy class is $397. Okay, if you are a gold member of the future site, it's $297. And then the pro version, which includes the Saturday class plus 2 days of live trading, okay, which is, that's just awesome, is $797. If you are a gold member, you can get it for $597. And then just click here and you'll be good to go. And if you need more information, just go to this page. You can scroll down and you'll see there's a ton of information. The instructors, that'll be there. All the bonuses here. You get a correlations checklist, a risk checklist, market correlations video, identifying floors and ceilings video. So all kinds of great stuff there. And yeah, this is going to be awesome. All right. So you guys have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you at the next update.